All right, today we're doing a review of the Peak Design Roller Pro. In this video, we're gonna pack out the suitcase, talk about the pros and the cons, and if it's not the Roller Pro of your dreams. You're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video where I'll make a couple alternative suitcase recommendations that might better suit your needs. But maybe this will be the best for you. I don't know. One way to find out, let's talk about the gist of the Peak Design Roller Pro. Because this is kind of a big deal in the carry community. Because if you don't know, Peak Design is a San Fran-based brand known for making lots of bags, but they also make like cool camera gear and phone cases. They cater a lot to photographers, but they also do a lot of travel gear and some outside stuff. But this right here is their first suitcase. Right now, it's currently on Kickstarter, and I'm not gonna lie, it's bringing some pretty cool, innovative things to the table. Let me show you some of its top features. It's sort of a hard / soft shell. We've got a quick access top pocket right here that also has a laptop sleeve, some nifty organization. We got custom engineered 60mm wheels, very smooth. The ability to expand from 34 to 39 liters. A custom made handle that Peak Design is very stoked about. Am I as stoked about it? We'll talk about that a little bit more in detail one section from now. And most interesting of all is this super cool, wait for it, wide mouth opening that gives you quick access to the main compartment of the suitcase. I'll be honest, I'm not like a suitcase expert. So if at any point in this review I'm saying, whoa, that's super innovative, and like there's already a suitcase that does that, please let me know in the comments below. But I have been traveling a lot with suitcases over the past 2 months, so I got a lot to say. I'm really excited about this. The Roller Pro currently comes in 3 color options. Now for the size, this is where things get a little controversial. Because like I said, it's 34 liters that can expand to 39 liters, and the dimensions are 20 inches height, around 13 inches width, and a depth of around 9 inches. Oh, that's a good point, Margaret. Actually, let's just update those dimensions. So we're actually at just over, maybe just closer to 22 inches with the wheels taken into consideration. And I say that's controversial because like those are the dimensions that matter, right? Of whether or not this will be considered a carry-on, which I believe those dimensions should be good to go for like, I don't know, 90% of airlines. Let me know in the comments below though. Does that meet your country and airlines restrictions? It'll be very helpful for everyone in the community if you could let us know down below. Now, just as importantly when it comes to size is the weight of this suitcase, which it's not feeling light, I'm not gonna lie. We're getting 8.7 pounds on scale number 1 and 8.4 pounds on scale number 2. Again, let me know your thoughts. Is that too heavy? Were you hoping it would come in at a lighter weight? Are you cool with that? Let me know down there. Here's me waltzing around the city with the Peak Design Roller Pro. For reference, I am 5'8". All Peak Design products are covered by their lifetime warranty, and I have to say it's one of the best warranties in the game. They actually honor it. And since we are reviewing this before Peak Design's actually launched it, we don't know the price yet, but it will be updated in the description below. And if at any point in this review you check that price and you're like, yes, I wanna go pro with Peak Design, and you're gonna make a purchase, we do recommend that you do so with the first link in the description. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps us support the Nomads Nation YouTube team so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. All right, let's talk about the outside of the Peak Design Roller Pro. Starting with the aesthetic, and I gotta admit, I think Peak Design nailed the way that it looks. Because suitcases are kind of all the same. They're all like that hard shell, like Monos and July, and like, I don't know, I feel like there's not like a lot of innovation, or they're kind of soft shell and they're lame. But I think Peak Design did something really nice here, where you got the design language carried over from a lot of their travel bags. And you can see that it's soft, but also that it's hard. And that material is Peak Design's signature Varishell fabric. Now, if you ever touched a Peak Design bag before, this feels like basically the same fabric, but it's definitely got some sort of coating on it. It's a little bit more rubbery and shiny than previous Peak Design fabrics. I hope that won't result in any peeling, because sometimes like a polyurethane coating can end up peeling over time. But overall for me, when it comes to looks, Peak Design nailed it. Starting with the wheels, these are custom made 60mm 360. I'll be honest, I'm not much of a luggage wheel expert. A lot of great luggage companies will use Hinomoto wheels. Hinomoto. Tomato, I was close. So the fact that these aren't name brand are a little more concerning, but the fact that Peak Design's warranty is lifetime kind of helps, you know, neutralize that. If these break, Peak Design should have you covered. We got a handle right here at the bottom. Great for access when the suitcase is in the carry-on bin overhead. We got a big old handle on each side. Both these handles got fantastic reinforced stitching. And you'll see on both sides we have lots of external lash points here, which allow you to kind of take part in Peak Design's modular ecosystem and to carry things externally on the bag. We also got a luggage tag right here, very nice quality. On the back side we have these plastic cutouts on the top and the bottom, just to help making sure the suitcase doesn't get scratched when it's placed like this, because you will be placing it like this quite often, which we'll talk about in detail in the next section. Handle on the top, again, great reinforced stitching, external lash points. And now let's talk about handles. So when it comes to your handle on your suitcase, it's very important. I just flew here literally last night from Chicago to Hong Kong, and I checked a big old suitcase, and when I got it, it was broken. Like I couldn't get it back up and I had to carry on the suitcase like this and it was like a monster, right? It was a big one. So like you wanna make sure that these things get tossed around and the handle's not going to get destroyed. We got 2 settings, 90 centimeters and 100. Overall, it feels pretty smooth. Gets a little bit grippy going from 90 to 100. Not the smoothest handle I have ever utilized in my life. But if you're a handle nerd, then be sure to look at all the details on Peak Design's website or Kickstarter page because there's a lot going on with this handle. And we're gonna talk about the handle in a bit more detail in the next section, so let's kind of roll into it. Let's talk about the inside of the Peak Design Roller Pro. Let's start here with this quick access pocket. Now, I'm a big fan of this and also not. Let's start with the reason that I'm not. I guess that I'm just someone who travels with a suitcase more frequently the older I get, and I never really need quick access to anything in my suitcase. I'm usually pairing this with a backpack, sling, so whatever's in here is just going overhead, right? Everything that I need quick access to is gonna be with me here or here. But if you wanna step outside of that, I think that what Peak Design has done here is actually pretty freaking cool. Now, as you can see here, when we're inside, we've got these 1, 2 pockets in the back, sort of a drop area here that goes down to about yay on the suitcase. Then you got this little magnetic flap right here, which goes down to the bottom of this panel, which is ideal for a laptop. Let's pack it out. So for me, this is a great tech area. I'm gonna put like a mouse, you can put a hard drive in one of these bad boys. Nice, actually got a little bit of space. You can see it can fit bulkier items very well. And in this middle area, I'm gonna put another battery, switch this around a little bit. Yeah, you can kind of get creative. You can see even though I got all those bulky things in there, it still closes very nicely. But before we close it, let's get the laptop in there. I got a 13-inch MacBook Pro, which you can see slides in ever so gracefully. I thought this would be a little bit deeper, but yeah, no, that makes sense. You can see with the 13-inch MacBook Pro, the top is right here. So this is where the MacBook Pro is. So let's get an idea if we can fit a 17-inch laptop in there. This is a 17-inch Asus VivoBook. Ooh, will you look at that? We got a nice fit for the 17-incher as well. Is it gonna close? It is. So if you got a really bulky 17-inch laptop, it might not fit, but for most laptop users, the Roller Pro should have you covered. Now for me, the coolest part of this suitcase is this. Because think about it. Most of the time when you have a suitcase, you got like, it opens like clamshell, right? This is still clamshell, but it's a different kind of clamshell. But you gotta like have a big amount of space to actually get into the bag. Suitcase. I'm so used to reviewing bags. Suitcase. But this dude, I am just such a fan of what's going on here because it means that you don't need as much space to actually get into your suitcase. You got these cords right here, keeping it open. What happens if we remove these? Let's just get an idea of what we got going on here. Okay, then it's gonna open all the way. I feel pretty okay with all that. But I gotta admit, I do love the addition of these cords. Helps to give it a nice presentation, keeps everything nice and tidy. Like I said, I'm not a luggage expert. Please let me know. Do other suitcases do this? Did Peak Design just break your mind? Have you never seen this done before? Because for me, I've never seen this before, and I am digging it. Now, one more really cool thing about this suitcase is that it's compatible with this bad boy right here, which is the modular camera cube. That, I assume, fits, oh yeah, absolutely perfectly inside there. This is obviously a great thing for all you photographers and videographers out there. If you like the idea of using a suitcase, you can see it's a perfect fit, and you've got all these different dividers, all of which are attached via Velcro. So you can customize it and build it out to fit your specific camera getup. Now, on the front flap of the main compartment, we have 1, 2, 3 zipper pockets, all of which are see-through. And then we got this area here behind it, which you can unzip. You got some more storage. Now, keep in mind, this top part is totally invaded by the gear that I put in the front here. And you also got a little Velcro pocket in the back. One nice thing is that if you don't want to use this divider, you can go ahead and roll it up and clip it into place. And that's nice and tidy, out of sight, out of mind, giving you just like a larger sort of canyon to work with. Little air tag pocket right here. But for me, I'm gonna use the divider, get a little organization in my life. And then on this side, we just got a big old cavity with the compression straps. Let's just pack it out so you can get an idea of what this bad boy can handle. Now, one thing to note that's interesting is I've loaded this front panel the F out. So now it's not quite staying open as perfectly as it did before. You can see it's sort of collapsing this way. Okay, cool, I figured it out, so I tightened them. So these knots right here might get a little loose. Then you can tighten them up, but if these knots sort of start falling, then it might, fully collapse. But the good news is where this break is right here is it never means that it's gonna damage the suitcase. It's not like it's creating a new crease, which is kind of the versatility of this suitcase is if you do wanna like loosen these knots a little bit and say, I don't need the gusset-style opening, you can go full clamshell, but it's a little cumbersome to kind of do it. I assume after some time in the field, you'll get used to modifying it and fitting it to your specs. All right, so we're gonna throw my Peak Design packing cube here at the bottom. Some more packing cubes here. And this is just one of the unique use cases of this suitcase, is that you can actually pack it while standing. Sort of, I'm still kind of getting used to this thing. Let's go back this way. That's a bit better. You can see I can go ahead and throw all my stuff in there. 34 liters, 2 packing cubes, tech pouch, and a dop kit. Bada bing, bada boom, piece of cake. And then inside, Peak Design's giving you these internal compression cords. Just go ahead and secure your belongings as such. And I love those. Because think about traditional luggage. Sometimes they'll have like that divider, which takes up space and it's bulky and really annoying. It's annoying. I find it annoying. These guys are kind of annoying in their own way, but also, I don't know, a little bit cleaner. And they are allowing the gear to be compressed and maintained and controlled very well. Yeah, I'm digging that. Let's load up some stuff on this panel. Like I said, we got these 3 pockets. This material right here is sort of meshy, see-through, ventilated. It's got a nice feel to it. We'll go ahead and load it up with some smaller things. My Zins, my keys, my glasses, tape measure. You never know when you're gonna need some tape measure on the road, am I right? And I love this quick access pocket right here because Peak Designs allows you to kind of do, okay, maybe not as quick as I thought, but kind of quick. You can kind of rip it open. One thing to note is that the zippers here do interfere with these cords that are giving it the gusset opening. So you gotta kind of maneuver around it sometimes. Like all Peak Design bags, they are innovators. And when you innovate, you create new things, but with new things, sometimes it creates complications. I will say on the scale of holy crap, that's complicated to, it's not that bad. This is on the, it's not that bad side. Especially compared to some other Peak Design products that I reviewed. Oh my God, the outdoor backpack. Margaret, this is a lot simpler than that, am I right? Wow, that one was crazy. So this one in comparison, a lot more manageable. And then here, I think could be a good spot for a hoodie. Got my Unbound Merino lighter hoodie, so it's not super bulky. Zip that into place. Oh yeah, now we're cooking. When it's packed out, it gets a little finicky, but still very doable. And look at these cords, really holding everything together quite nicely. But if you're like Aaron, you haven't packed enough stuff. Let's see what it looks like in 39 liters. Remember, we have this expansion zipper right here. Slide that on under. Okay. We got 5 extra liters of space. You can see that really opens up the main compartment a bit. So we can load it up with maybe a day pack, notebook, another tech pouch. Close that on up. And then one last measurement check. Let's see what the depth is now that it's expanded. And we've gone to about 10 plus inches, 10 and a half max. And if you're still watching this video and thinking to yourself, my God, that boy left no stone unturned. I love this type of travel content. Well, if that's the case, super sick Southern accent. But also, I just want to let you know that here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do suitcase and backpack and sling reviews for travel, but we also have something called the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that newsletter, I take you into a deep dive of the world of travel and everyday carry. I keep you up to date with what's happening with the best bag brands, the newest travel gear launches. Plus we have some pretty sick discount codes and giveaways that are exclusive to newsletter subscribers. So if you want to stay on top of what's happening in the world of carry, and for me to be like your reporter in the field, delivering important information directly to your inbox, then you're gonna want to sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter, which you can do by finding this globe emoji in the description below. I hope to see you in your inbox. Let's talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Peak Design Roller Pro. Pro number 1, super innovative. Pro number 2 is that I'm a big fan of that gusset style opening. And pro number 3 is going to be the versatility with that expansion. It's nice to have that 5 extra liters capacity for when you really need it. But on the flip side, let's talk about the cons. Con number 1 is it does clock in at a bit of a heavier weight. Con number 2 is the lack of a TSA lock might be a deal breaker for some. And con number 3 is that while it is innovative, that innovation does kind of create a bit more of a complicated user experience, especially when compared to more traditional style luggage. But if you're still watching this, you're thinking to yourself, Aaron, traditional style luggage. This is the future. Peak Design nailed it. I'm totally getting one. And just a reminder, if you are gonna make a purchase, you wanna find out any more information, we do recommend you do so with the first link in the description. If we have any discount codes, that's where they'll be, and that link always makes sure you get the best price. But let's say you're still not sure, you wanna see what else is on the market. Let me give you a couple alternative options. I got this one from Aer, and this one from Nomatic. I will start with Nomatic. This is the Carry-On Pro. Great option for you if you're looking for something a bit smaller. You want that TSA lock, and you want a suitcase that can do, wait for it, this. So you kind of get like the gusset style opening, but for quicker access things, especially like your laptop. I've used this suitcase a bunch of times. A lot of fun to travel with. And the other alternative is gonna be the Aer Carry-On. Great option for you if you want something chic and modern and sexified, but you don't want all that innovation. You want something that's a bit more of a traditional user experience, like when it comes to luggage. I've used both these suitcases many times while traveling. All suitcases, the Peak Design, the Aer, the Nomatic, they all got their pros and their cons. And to find out the pros and the cons of these two, be sure to go ahead and watch these videos right here. If you got any questions about any suitcases, bags, travel, anything, just let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.